Do you ever wonder why it's so hard to stick with your New Year's resolutions? Do you wonder how you can overcome your own obstacles so that you can accomplish your personal goals this year? If so, you are in luck because that's exactly what we're talking about in today's video. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time seeing my face. First video of 2024, woohoo! Happy New Year, you guys. I am Brinya, a certified mindset and business coach, and this channel is for new and aspiring coaches, entrepreneurs, and personal development lovers like myself who are looking to create a life and business that you just absolutely love. I'm so excited about today's video because I absolutely love this time of the year. In today's video, we're going to talk all about how to stick to your New Year's resolutions and win this year. Here are the chapters for everything we're going to cover in today's video. Each tip that I share today will be paired with actionable advice and strategies that you can use today to make sure that achieving your goals this year is much more easy and efficient for you. I'm filming this with intention because tomorrow is actually been deemed National Quitters Day, and it's shown to be a time where half of the population actually quits and abandons their New Year's Eve goals. I don't want you to be one of them. So this video is perfect for you if you started off this year with a few goals, but maybe you're feeling a little bit unsure, a little bit discouraged. Maybe your year has not started off exactly like you expected, but you are committed to still accomplishing your goals this year. Once I started to apply the strategies that I'm sharing with you today, even despite internal and external challenges, I've consistently been able to accomplish my goals. Goals like starting my YouTube channel, starting and building my own successful coaching business, and even other personal goals like scoring my dream apartment and becoming a better public speaker. So I am here to tell you first, do not quit. You can do it. By the end of this video, you'll be equipped with tips and strategies to set yourself up for success and stick with your goals this year. But before we get into the tips, if you are interested in all things coaching, entrepreneurship, and becoming the best version of yourself, don't forget to subscribe below for more videos just like this one. If you are ready to make this year your best year yet, let's jump right into the tips. The new year is fresh, it's exciting. Even though it's just going into the next day, there's something about the start of the new year that psychologically feels like a new beginning. This absolutely can be a fresh start. However, it doesn't happen in this like super magical way. We can't just sit back and it happens to us. It's something that we have to make happen for ourselves. Studies show that 80% of people completely abandon their New Year's resolutions by the end of January, you guys. Now, I'm not saying this to scare you, but this is important to know. And what's more important to know is why people abandon their New Year's resolutions so that you don't fall into these same traps. So let's get into it. Reason number one why people quit their New Year's resolutions: you are setting goals that are too vague or too overwhelming. You're setting goals that are not specific enough, or you're setting goals that feel too far from who you are today. Reason number two is due to poor planning. You've set a goal, but you haven't set the weekly or the daily habits and actions you actually must take to get to that goal. And so what happens is, if you haven't planned ahead, then when it's time to actually execute, you might not feel confident in what you actually need to be doing from day to day to reach that goal. The third reason why New Year's resolutions fail is because you're not expecting or preparing for challenges and obstacles. We're super excited about our New Year's resolutions, but we're not really considering that life happens. Challenges are going to happen. You're going to run into some obstacles. And the fourth reason why New Year's resolutions fail: you're setting goals that are not identity based. They're not actually tied to who you are as a person. In today's video, we're going to address each one of these to make sure that you're not falling into those traps. All right, guys, so let's get into 7 secrets for success that you can use to make sure you are sticking to your New Year's resolutions. All right, number one, I need you to meet yourself where you are. Okay guys, I know you're super excited to change your life this year, but do not shock your system. And what I mean by this is, do not shock your nervous system. When we're setting new goals, you are likely doing something that you have either never done before or you're out of practice with it. And psychology actually shows that our brains are not wired for success or for growth. Our brains are actually wired for safety and for comfort. So let's talk about how to not shock your system. First, you want to know where you are just starting. Whenever you're setting these goals, you're gonna likely have to learn skills to actually make this goal happen for yourself. And that's if you're trying to lose weight, if you're starting a new business, if you're becoming a content creator, if you're becoming an entrepreneur, whatever it is that you're doing, you wanna really be in tune with where you are starting so that you're not shocking your system by trying to do all of these new things all at once, because what your brain is gonna do is gonna say,
whoa, this feels way too overwhelming. I'm gonna retreat and go back into my shell, and I'm gonna start filling you up with all of these beliefs that you can't do this thing because I need to protect you.
So what you wanna do is you want to go at your own pace. Don't look around at what everyone else is doing. Don't compare yourself. Really think about where you are today and what you will realistically have to do to work your way up to where you wanna be. Another way that you can meet yourself where you are with compassion is to not be a perfectionist. Know that done is better than perfect. You wanna value completing tasks over doing them perfectly. Also, beating yourself up or guilt tripping yourself, it doesn't work. It's not a sustainable way to motivate yourself. So don't beat yourself up, don't guilt trip yourself. Let go of what has happened before. I repeat, let go of times that you may have failed before. Maybe you tried this thing last year and it did not work out for you. I am here to tell you that that is okay, because failure is not a bad thing. Failure is feedback, and you can learn and you can do things differently. And I imagine that that's the whole reason why you're here. It's the whole reason why you clicked on this video, because maybe you were feeling a little bit discouraged and you want to make sure that you are setting yourself up for success, right? But first, you got to be real and meet yourself where you are so you can realistically get to where you're going. The next tip that I have for you, and these next two tips are going to help you to overcome poor planning, is try a 12-week plan. So this concept is from the book The 12-Week Year by Brian P. Moran and Michael Lennington. And this concept of the 12-week year, it helps you to overcome annualized thinking. So even though we're talking about planning and accomplishing your goals over the next year, thinking about your goals from the perspective of doing it over the next year, it often feels big, it often feels scary, it feels vague, it feels overwhelming. It's hard to think of the specific steps that you're gonna actually take to get there. Also, it can create this false perception that you have the entire year to actually do this thing. But the reality is, when you're trying to accomplish a big goal, it oftentimes takes longer than what we expected, right? So instead, try quarterly planning. Choose one element of your bigger goals and focus on that one element of your goal for the next 3 months. Let's say you want to buy a new car and you're giving yourself the entire year to do that. Guys, I'm not sure if you can tell, but it is much later now. I actually had to pop off because it was time for my coaching sessions today. But thank God for ring lights. Let's keep this thing going. So for example, if your goal is to buy a luxury car this year, there are a couple of different steps that you'd likely take to actually buy the car. Maybe the first 3 months is just dedicated to identifying a new source of income for you. Maybe that looks like getting a second job. Maybe it looks like starting a new business. And then maybe the next 3 months you want to actually spend just working that job and just stacking up money. Then maybe the next 3 months you're getting into shopping around, learning about the car buying experience, and then maybe the last few months you're actually buying the car. Give yourself the best chance by actually identifying the steps that you need to take daily, weekly, monthly to actually accomplish that big goal. Another great benefit of quarterly planning instead of annualized planning is that if you only feel like you have 3 months to do a certain thing, you are much more likely to be like, let's go. Versus if you feel like you have an entire year to do something, then you might drag your feet a little bit. So when you break your yearly goal down in this way, you experience less overwhelm, you are more in tune with the specific daily habits and actions that you'll need to take in order to get to this goal. And it helps you to focus better. So if you have, like, let's say 3 or 4 goals for the entire year, it gives you a dedicated time to focus on each and every one of those goals so that you're not trying to do 4 goals all at once. And speaking of knowing what to prioritize, let's get into my third tip for making your New Year's resolutions stick. And that is to ask yourself the focusing question. This is a concept from The One Thing by Gary Keller. And this concept will be so helpful in helping you to organize and prioritize on a day-to-day basis, especially as someone who has ADHD, where every task during the day can feel so important. It helps me figure out what is the most impactful thing for me to focus on. When you consider your goal, ask yourself, what is the one thing I can do such that by doing it, everything else becomes easier or unnecessary? I love this question, you guys. As someone with ADHD who struggles with executive function, with prioritization, because everything everything feels literally equally important, but there are certain things that are more impactful than others when it comes to accomplishing our goals. What is the one thing you can do such that by doing it, everything else becomes easier or unnecessary? Game changer. Tip number 4 for making sure that your New Year's resolutions stick this year is to practice accountability. So there's 2 parts of accountability. The first way is just simply self-accountability. This is making sure that if you want to get to your goals, that you are taking full ownership and responsibility of actually getting there. Taking responsibility for your life and for the results that you are creating in your life. Now, this is not an excuse to get into self-pity or self-criticism. This is not an excuse to beat yourself up. However, the main reason that you don't have what you desire yet, and I say this with so much love, I say this with so much compassion, but it is because of the actions that you have taken or that you have not taken. It's the choices that you make on a day-to-day basis to get there. You have more control over your life than you think. So what I encourage you to do is become more aware of where you may be blaming your circumstances, where you may be making excuses, and eliminate those excuses. You have the time. You're not too busy. You might work a full-time job, but guess what? So many people build their businesses alongside working full-time jobs. If you're living with your parents or you're not living in the place that you want to live yet, that does not mean that you can't become a content creator just because you are seeing all of these super aesthetic content creators. A lot of it is up here, you guys. The mountain is you. Take ownership of the beliefs that you have, the thoughts that you have, of the feelings that you're generating in yourself. Take ownership of the actions that you're taking or not taking on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. And overall, take ownership of the results that you are creating in your life. The second part of practicing accountability is find an accountability partner. Even though, yes, you are to take complete ownership and full accountability and responsibility for your life and the results that you create, you do not have to do this all alone, okay? Find yourself an accountability partner or 2, someone who you can go to regularly. I suggest going to them once or twice a week, someone who is either on the same journey as you or a mentor who has already been there and already accomplished what you want to accomplish. So this could be a coach, a friend, a family member, but find someone who you can go to who can support you. I help new and aspiring coaches, consultants, healers, service providers start and build your own online business. If you're interested in connecting with me to help take your business to the next level, check the description box for more information. And with that, let's get into the next tip. Tip number 5 for making sure your New Year's resolutions stick is to remember your why. There is a reason why you want to accomplish this goal this year. Matter of fact, there's probably a few reasons, but it's easy to forget these reasons on a day-to-day basis. And it's easy to forget these reasons when we're up against more challenging tasks. So make sure that you are connected to why you are doing this. But if you're not consistently motivated by your why, you could be making these mistakes. So first off, your why should not just be about you, nor should it be because it's a cute trend you saw on TikTok or because someone else says that it's a good idea to focus on that this year. And the reason for this is because this is not a sustainable source of motivation in the long term. And this can affect us actually keeping up with our habits and routines on a day-to-day basis. I want you to think bigger. How will you showing up? How will you accomplishing the goals that you've set affect other people? Your goals need to inspire you. If you're not deeply and emotionally connected to this goal, you are more likely to give up on it. If you only want to start and grow your business because you want to make a certain amount of money, because you want to leave your 9-to-5, if you have a couple of good weeks at work, you're going to slack on your goals. And then when you have those couple of weeks at work that are not great, then you're gonna rev up back on your goals. But by the time you get back, you've already lost so much steam and you'll wish that you had kept working on your goals. But if your goal to start a new business is bigger than you, if you can think about your goal on a bigger scale, how it's going to affect more people than you, then it becomes less about whether you feel like getting up and doing the thing, and it becomes more about how if you don't get up and do the thing, you're missing out on an opportunity to actually help somebody else that you really care about. And I know that if you're a coach, that if you're a service-based entrepreneur, I know that in your heart you want to help other people. So make sure when you're choosing your goals, you're identifying exactly how it's helping other people. When I think about my business, one of the thoughts that comes up that helps me to not just think about myself is the fact that on the other end of me doing the work, there may be, for example, a single mom who has 4 children. Maybe this woman is struggling to get by. Maybe she's living paycheck to paycheck, and she lands on one of my videos, and it is what encourages her and teaches her the skills to start a new business. You guys, me choosing to put on clothes and show up that day, that could be the reason that she literally is able to start bringing in another income to feed her kids, y'all. Like, you are a very powerful and impactful person, and we are all connected, you guys. So when you're thinking about your goals, think about the mission, think about how you showing up and being the best version of yourself could literally be life-changing for someone else. Stay connected to this vision by doing things like writing it down. Create a vision board and put that vision board somewhere where you can see it every single day. Take 5 minutes a day to just look at that vision board and soak it all in and feel the emotional connection of what it will feel like to actually accomplish the things on your vision board. Keep it front of mind. Sorry, I got a little deep there, but honestly, know how powerful you are and stay connected to your work. Tip number 6 for making your New Year's resolution stick is to make it a part of your identity. Make it a part of your personality. This is where New Year, New Me actually plays a part. So let's say that you want to be a content creator. And of course, to be a content creator, we show up on camera. And sometimes we even show up on camera in public. If you're vlogging, if you're recording yourself, things like that. However, if you haven't made being a content creator a part of your personality, a part of your identity, then you're more likely to feel like an imposter if you try to whip your camera out and start filming yourself. This is what happens when we don't tie our goals to our identity, to who we are as a person. If you're just trying to do the things, you will feel like an imposter every step of the way. You will struggle with your confidence. You will struggle with feeling like a fraud. You will struggle with not feeling worthy of this thing. It's the same if you are trying to lose weight or become more healthy, but you're not seeing yourself as a gym girly, or you're not seeing yourself as someone who enjoys healthy foods. If your goal is to drink more water, but you're saying that you're a person that doesn't like water, you're going to be in direct conflict with your goals. So tie your goals into who you are as a person. To do this, first decide the type of person that you want to be. Get in tune with who you need to be in order to get to your goal. Then give yourself permission to be that person. Practice stepping into that role. Would you feel weird about filming yourself in public if you already had 100,000 subscribers and a brand partnership that was waiting on you to submit your next video? No, you don't have to wait till you have 100,000 subscribers. If you anchor your goals with who you are as a person, the tasks associated with that goal become so much easier. I create content because that's what content creators do. I go to the gym because that's what gym people do. I promote my services because that's what entrepreneurs do. Go ahead and give yourself permission to already be that person, and I promise it will be easier to accomplish your goals and make sure your New Year's resolutions stick. Tip number 7 for making your New Year's resolution stick is to be serious about your self-care. You have to make sure that your cup is full. I know this might sound really basic, but you may not be reaching your goals because you're not getting enough sleep, because you're not eating well or eating enough, because you're not setting boundaries with other people, because you're people pleasing, or because you're not setting boundaries with yourself to stay disciplined. These are all forms of self-care, and this stuff really matters. So figure out where you might need to set boundaries with other people, and then also figure out where you might need to set boundaries for yourself. Self-care, it looks like self-respect, it looks like self-discipline, it looks like self-love. So make sure that you're heavy on self-care so that you have more than enough energy, more than enough confidence, more than enough sleep to actually accomplish your goals this year. Another part of self-care that is super important with making sure that you are sticking to your goals is to celebrate your wins, big or small. Maybe you didn't record that video today, but you did make an outline. Acknowledge that, because especially if you are just starting out creating content, creating an outline for the first time or even for the second time or the third time, it's not always the easiest, right? You're learning how to take your expertise and package it into a short video. So acknowledge what you have done and celebrate yourself. Learn from your mistakes, tweak, and keep going. Now for your homework. For your homework, I want you to take a look at your big goals for the year. Choose one to focus on for the next 3 months and brainstorm about the weekly and daily habits that you'll need to implement to actually accomplish that goal. Next, for your homework, find an accountability partner. This could be a friend, this could be hiring a coach. Identify ways that you can use your community to help hold yourself accountable so that you can make this year your best year yet. Now I know that you're feeling more prepared and more confident. If you follow the tips and the strategies that I shared with you today, you can accomplish your goals this year. Know that you are capable, know that you can do it. Make sure to like this video if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos just like this one. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!